Position kind of really drive that.
Yeah, I think what I learned over the last like 4 or 5 years, like I'm really comfortable there. And obviously, like I feel like I have a lot of versatility to play inside and outside, and I think that the flexibility of being inside just allows me to be able to get more creative. Allows me to be a little bit more involved, like in a run game without it being so so obvious. I think also like it allows other guys to be able to move around a bunch as well. And I think that seems to be like part of the emphasis of the offense too, is allowing guys to be versatile, playing whatever spots we need to be.
You like the physicality of that position?
Yeah, I do. I think it just allows me to be involved in more ways than just catching the ball. It's a lot of fun, and it's a mental strain as well. Like having to know so much more, I think it keeps me really locked in. It just keeps me learning or improving on my knowledge of the game.
What are your initial impressions of Jalen McMillan?
I like him, man. I think he seems like he's a good kid. From day one, you can tell that he's coming eager to learn. He's got real good movements about him, good hand. You can tell that he was coached really well. I think he's gonna be a great football player.
Chris, you and Mike have been together so long last year. You went into a contract here. How it worked out, obviously, for him. You're in a similar situation. Is there anything from that? How do you approach, when you're in this position, like a different field?
Yeah, I feel like one thing that you guys I've learned with me and Mike is, I feel like we're like the ultimate pros, right? Like we come in, we handle our business. We understand the off the field stuff is a business element there too. Kind of have to let that take care of itself, but we're both guys that enjoy what we do. We enjoy the people that we work with. So I'm grateful to be here, grateful to be out here and putting the work in. It's a beautiful day here. It's hard to beat these bright sunny days, right? Even though it's warm, it's the humidity is not fully here yet, so that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
Chris, what's the best thing about being Coen's offense conceptually, from either what you're learning in the classroom or on the field?
I think, like I said earlier, I think it's a lot of diversity. I think that there's going to be a lot of moving parts for people to figure out. And I think how they're teaching it is going to allow us to have a lot of cohesiveness with different offenses. Right? We have a bunch of different terms and phrases that can get us into one formation or one play that looks like a different play. So I think how it all marries up would be really beneficial.
With a lot of those bunch formations too, it has to help in terms of some free releases for you or other guys within that bunch formation.
Yeah, for sure. It helps with free releases, but it also helps with the run game. So I'm sure it helps the offensive line. I think it'll probably help with the quarterback as well, just in terms of being able to ID what the defense is doing. There's clearly a lot of thought that goes into what we do. And I appreciate how passionate Liam is about what he does. He's really juiced up about this, so I think it'll be fun.
Communication's got to be huge in this kind of offense with Baker calling the play, basically at the line with multiple plays coming in and then calling for last minute here.
Yeah, that's a great point. Communication is at a premium. And the huddle and at the line of scrimmage, but that's why we're here, working on it now, so that when we get to training camp, we're not starting from the ground. We already have the foundation, and we can really build from there.
How's the install going? What stands out to you about it?
I think just how complex it is was probably the thing that stands out the most right now. We have to learn, we have to know a lot. As an offense, as receivers, we have to know a lot. But it's cool that they put the onus on the players, because at the end of the day, we're the ones that's out there playing. So for us to be kind of empowered in that way, I think it's been a cool change, and I think it's something that as we kind of build and as we learn, we'll be able to see guys take a little bit more and more control.
Chris, you're a year after the year after getting injured.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can be a good thing, right? You start to feel a little better, mentally, all those hurdles. How proud are you of the fact that, first of all, how are you doing? And how proud are you of the fact that consistently, Mike is on a streak of 1,000 yards. You have your own streak, but you've not dropped any productions.
Yeah, man. It's well, first, I appreciate you asking. I'm doing well. I think each year I get a little bit better and better, start to feel a little bit more like myself. So that's always exciting. And I think just for me, it's always been about consistency. I think quietly, I don't know, many people know, I've had my own streak of 1,000 yards, with 3, and including the year that I got hurt. And I don't think that's something that's easy to do. So I'm proud about that, because it speaks to my level of professionalism, being able to work in adversity. but also in my teammates and coaches believe in me to go out and make the plays. So it's unfortunate to be here. Just grateful to be able to do what I love. Like I don't know, like there's not many people that get to do what they love, and especially like in a form that's so public like this. Right? Like you're doing it in front of the world. So really appreciate it.
Trey Palmer was thrust into the role as a wide receiver 3 last year.
Yeah.
Had some ups and downs, holding penalties, drops and stuff, but also had some big plays, especially down the stretch for you guys. What have you seen from his rookie season and how he's heading into year 2 in terms of what he's been doing out here in his development?
Trey's a unique individual. And I think the more you guys get to talk to him, the more you guys will realize that I think he's like authentically himself, and like that's rare. Like sometimes guys will get to the NFL and they'll start feeling like they gotta be a certain way, but man, Trey is always him, and I really respect that about him. He has like this childhood kind of joy about him, and he comes in and he's kind of goofy, but he's very serious about his work, very serious about his performance, and I think that he doesn't take anything too serious. So he has some ups and downs, but I think that his ability to bounce back, is gonna really nice. He continues to progress in his career. So I'm proud of him so far, and I think Trey will take a big part of what we do. I think the more talented guys there are.
How much emphasis,
Couple more, please.
How much emphasis have you and Baker kind of worked to get you into the end zone more than last year? I know that was maybe one thing that was missing, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure they'll I'll be really thrilled about that. But I mean, I think I think it's going to come down to just execution, right? I think just being having some more opportunities as we get closer to the red zone will help. But I think also just on my part, just doing my best to capitalize on opportunities I get outside of the red zone. Getting back to being better, with my run after the catch, I think will help. And then just the diversity of what we're doing offensively, I think it's going to help a lot of us have a little bit more space to work, have some one-on-one, plays against DBs. And I'm looking forward to it, man. There's no way to predict exactly what will happen, but we're always working our butts off. We'll continue to do that.
How much of a chess match do you foresee this NFC South being, given the fact there's so much familiarity now with Canales at Carolina and Raheem with the Rams, knowing this offense? And so there's a lot that has to be changed up, or a lot of guessing that goes on?
I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a chess match, right? But that's for the coaches, right? As players, we go out there and we just try to execute whatever is relayed to us the best that we can. And I think over the last couple of years, NFC South has gotten a lot tougher. And teams have continued to add. I think it's just going to make for much more competitive games, and it's going to be tough for us to I guess retain the NFC South champs.
Last question, please.
We're doing a series of stories on mental health awareness. How important is it for your job, your mental health, right, and having these resources on top of that?
Man, it's unbelievably important for us as players, but just I think for everybody. I think there's no telling the different curveballs that life will throw at us. But one thing that is certain is, all of us will go through something. And I think having the right resources around you, having somebody to talk to, or even just having a place that you can go, and just be with yourself. Whether that's praying, meditating, just whatever you have that's available to you, I think it's important because, whenever you're able to provide, be the best self or the best version of yourself, the better off you'll be in your job, with your family, and the better you'll feel.
All right, thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Stay safe.